What was it like playing with Ken Griffey Jr.? Was he just the best hitter of all that you've ever been around?
Dude, that's sweet.
You know what? It was the sweetest swing you've ever seen in your life, and just I always joke around. A couple quick stories. Like, so Griff, one of those guys never in the weight room, and you're like, how's this guy do it? You know what I mean? Like, you're wondering how's he so strong, right? And I remember one day I was going to the training room. He was coming out of the training room. We kind of met in the hallway, and it was like a small hallway. And we just like kind of bumped, and I was like, you want to go? He's like, let's get it on. So next thing you know, me and Griff are in the hallway. No one's around. We start grappling. I throw him in like a half Nelson, boom, we shoot. Maybe a headlock, and I'm giving him a noogie or something like that, And next thing I know, like Griff had this big thing. He would always come up to you like he was Spock, and he'd hit you with like the Vulcan death grip. And you're like, you're in the dugout. Like, gee, it's unbelievable, right? So he would hit you with these pressure points. So we're wrestling one day, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm jacked, I'm lifting all this stuff, and Griff doesn't really lift. Next thing you know, he takes his fingers like this. He shoots them under my rib cage, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never felt this kind of pain in my life. Like, and he picks me up like I'm a 4-year-old little kid, and he pins me against the wall like this. Boink! And I'm 240, and I'm just like, oh my God. And I'm in so much pain. I'm like, let me down, Griff, let me down. He's like, are we done? I'm like, we're done. Let's never wrestle again. I was like, that must be how you hit 630 homers with that kind of strength.
So he's just the smoothest, coolest dude of all time is what everybody said about him. And he was hyped up to be that guy, and then he gets put in that position, and then he lives up to it without any drama, with just doing everything the right way, no steroid talk or anything like that. And to be honest, it kind of reminds me of LeBron. Right? Like LeBron was hyped up for his entire life, and then he gets in there, and somehow being on top of the world, he has done a magnificent job of staying away from any distractions and building everything up. It felt like Ken Griffey Jr. was that same guy. He was built up to be this dude, and then he was everything that everybody expected him to be.
It's kind of funny that, I met LeBron James when he was 18 years old before he even went into the NBA because he loved Griff. Griffey was like his idol. So it's not surprising to see their careers kind of parallel each other as far as that goes. Griff was, man. I mean, listen, he was Michael Jordan when he came to the Reds. And, when he went out, he lived a different life. Like when we walk outside the hotel, it was like bees to honey. Boom. It was unbelievable. Like it must have been crazy to be him because like everywhere he went, boom, bees. You know what I mean? It was like he was the queen.
We'll see you next hour. Yeah, radio. We're going to radio. We'll see you in the second hour. Sean Casey continues with us. Radio just went to a hard out there. I'm a great radio host. He's an absolutely great radio host, Sean. I'm so bad. But Jesus. I don't even know where to go from there. I don't even know where to go.
Well, I got one more thing about Griff. I remember, you always wonder, man, how is this guy so good? And one day I went out to hit early, and I started to realize he hits early. Griff used to hit early every day by himself. And when I go out to take batting practice, I might shoot one to left, shoot a couple to left, shoot a couple to center, shoot a couple to right. Now, his batting practice is he's going home runs to left, home runs to center, home runs to right. Like, he was working on driving the ball. Like, his batting practice was never like, let me flip one to left and center. It was like, let me drive it out of the ballpark, left, center, and right. It was phenomenal to watch. Phenomenal.
This makes me think about how Sammy Sosa said the cork to bat was used for batting practice and not for the. I'm not saying Ken Griffey ever would do that, and I like the fact that Ken Griffey turned batting practice into a home run derby every fucking day. That makes me like him even more. But Sammy Sosa got caught up in that cork to bat thing where is a BP bat that he accidentally used in a game was his excuse. What does a cork to bat do? It's just lighter so you can swing it fast. Like what is a cork? How does that help?
Yeah. I think so, and I never corked the bat, but there's different ways to do it. But I heard some people would cork it and then stick like rubber balls in there, then boom, and it would almost act like a rubber ball off your bat. That's what the action does.
What's those practice bat
fungos?
So it's like a fungo. Yeah. They turn the bat.
It's like a fungo. Yeah, it's like a fungo. It just jumps off the bat, and it's crazy. I've never seen anybody cork a bat. I know Sosa got busted doing it, but
do you think he was doing it Is that why he was in the race with Mark McGwire? Aside from everything else?
I like to think not, but I don't know.
Thank you.
That and the juice.
So he had rubber Rubber balls inside of his
No
bat.
balls were found in that
with
bat.
steroids as well.
No balls were found in that bat.
Listen, I'm not going to bash Sammy Sosa. The Chicago Cubs have already ruined everything about that guy.
Come
Chicago
on.
Cubs have already tried to bury him as much as possible. I'm not going to say it, but that is pretty damning evidence there. That
The bat was planted. Everyone knows the bat was planted.
he's a big Cubs fan.